Morning Stretch is brought to you by Folgers Mountain Grown Coffee.
Well, good morning, good morning. How are you today? This is Morning Stretch. I go, hey, don't kid like you got a t-shirt on that says it. I know, like I'm real proud of my show, so I got t-shirts. I figure, you know, people always wear t-shirts like go climb a rock and all that. I mean, why can't I wear one that says Morning Stretch? Very happy, little sunshine and all that. Anyway, now, as you're getting your stuff ready and you're stretching out here, and it's early, I know it, get your mats out and all that. Thought I'd talk about a subject that we can all relate to, lunch. I don't know about you, I like lunch a lot. And, you know, a lot of times people bring their lunch with them to work or an event because they can pack up the things they like. And I got a few tips for you that you might not know about and how to keep, you know, stuff fresh. Like, let's say you make a sandwich. Well, a good thing to do is to wrap up the beans, sprouts, and the tomatoes and things, put them in plastic. It keeps the moisture that way, but don't put them with the sandwich. In fact, what I like to do is I get like the bread and then I put a piece of wax paper, you know, and then the tomato and a wax paper and the stuff so it doesn't get all soggy. The only thing is if you give the sandwich to someone, tell them there's wax paper in there, because, well, maybe you don't want it. Just say, oh, I'm sorry. But that way, because don't you hate it like when you bring a sandwich and it's got like tomato? Like somebody made it for you in the morning. You're real grateful because, I mean, let's face it, when anybody does anything for us, we're grateful, aren't we? Sure. So they give you a piece of bread, and they have the tomato, and then they got some, like, mustard and salad and sprouts and some turkey. It's a great idea, but, like, 6 hours later, and you cut into it, it's like, I don't like soggy bread. So that way, if you wrap all the wet things separate, or you put wax paper in between, you got it made. Now, also, juice is a good thing to bring. In fact, juice in a little thermos is great. Cut up little veggie squares. You can put them in a little plastic container with a little ice cubes, you know? Keeps them real cold. It's like when you bite into them, they're so crispy. Because let's talk about something that's really ugly to bring. You cut up the carrots, you cut up the celery, you just sort of wrap it up, right? And then you take it out 6 hours later and it goes, bleh. It's not good. But if you put it in a little plastic container with some ice, terrific. And here's another tip. When you got that crispy kind of stuff, so if you want to keep things crisp, let's say you just love rice cakes. Hey, I know a lot of you do. Oh, did me. I see it. Okay, so you got your rice cakes, and you want to keep them crispy. Wrap them in aluminum foil, because if you wrap them in the plastic is more like lets in moisture, so then you got soggy rice cakes. They're not very good. So if you wrap all the things you want to keep crisp, like, you know, some breads or some rice cakes, geez, I can't even talk, crackers, in aluminum foil, then make sure all the wet stuff in your sandwich is wrapped separately in plastic, and that way the bread is kept nice and fresh. You can do nice vegetable cubes in icing containers, fruit, same thing, juice in a thermos. You'll have a crispy, crunchy, delicious fresh lunch just by doing those few things. Anyway, it's not time for lunch yet. We've got to stretch out first. We're right back with our rhythmic warm-up.
Wake up with mountain-grown Folgers. Mountain-grown beans have a richer aroma.
My name's Darren. You know, everyone says today's the happiest day of your life, but it's not. The happiest day is when your son gets married.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Lee! Miss Lee! Press-on nails for teens! Miss Lee press-on nails for smaller hands. Easy to put on as regular Lee press-on nails with 4 extra nails. 24 in all for a more perfectly beautiful fit.
Fun at your fingertips. Miss Lee press-on nails.
Now from Lee, gel formula Lee sculptured nails. Crystal clear gel is smoothed over a Lee nail extension with liquid accelerator. Easy, beautiful long nails. The next generation, gel formula Lee sculptured nails.
And now, a word about the new lottery game, Kentucky Derby Dream Stakes.
Hey, take it from the horse's mouth. I ran my tail off for this kind of dough. All you gotta do is rub off 3 derbies and you win $5 grand instantly. And a chance at the $1 million grand prize drawn on Derby Day. Win that and live a life of retirement like yours truly. Hey, hold your horses, girls. Be right with you.
Play Kentucky Derby Dream Stakes, the fast track to big bucks.
guests to help me. First of all, good morning to you, Kendall.
Good morning.
And good morning to you, Steve. Now, everybody continue, just, taking some deep breaths. I have to show you this because it was real clever. Steve has a red and blue morning stretch t-shirt, and this man never wastes anything. Now, so he cuts off the sleeve off his red one and his blue one, but he'll show you the red stuff. Now, first of all, he wants to show you how you can make a visor out of one of the sleeves, okay? Now, go ahead, Steve. Everybody keeps moving. Now, look. Exactly. Now, look at that. And now, that is sharp. Now, again, for the totally cool generation that likes to wear it backwards, watch this. See? Back, it's so great. I mean, that's for my ball players. Now, we got another one, too. He has another look that he did with the sleeve, and this one here, this is, one of the headbands, because they're wider now. Here's the headband. Now, also, it's other things, though. It's the headband. If you want to cut your hair like Carl Lewis, it's great. It's ready to go. And Mount St. Helens. When it comes back, it's ready to shoot. It's right. So, I mean...
Now how much did you pay, huh?
Okay, I'm just saying, it's like...
Eraserhead.
Yeah, it's a Eraserhead. It's, there's so many things that you can do with this. Okay, last time, now here we go. Now think about it, though. At one time, all the parents would cut their kids' hair with a bowl. But now the kids won't look like Carl Lewis, except too, he's got $75 to pay for a haircut. You don't have to. Just get the sleeve from your morning stretch t-shirt, put it on your head, take some scissors, lop it off. It's right there. And again, as Steve is ready for anything, he's making a real fashion statement. I mean, he knows that the white headbands are in, so he can go skiing, teach his exercise class, or, if he wants to, he can just go up to, where's Mount St. Helens? Up by Seattle. Yeah, he's waiting for the next eruption because he's going to sell these. It's going to be called the Mount St. Helens. So, what I really like about it is, Steve is a product of the TV generation now, 201, and 2 number 1. And he sees all those ads with the Ginza knives, and knives that are sharp as scalpels, and you can do this and this. So, like Steve just cut off the sleeve. He's got like 4 of these things. He's got headbands in red and blue, actually in white, and he's got, the visors in red, blue, and white. So, I mean, now we're thinking of saying, morning stretch t-shirts. I mean, you can have sleeves. You don't have to have sleeves. Gosh, the phones are ringing off the wall.
Already, huh?
Hey, disconnect the phones, okay? Disconnect the phones. We're not ready yet for the kind of attention yet. I wasn't ready for this. See what happens? Steve, I gotta tell you, I gotta thank you, buddy. I've been trying all these years to make money the right way, legitimate stuff. And Steve comes on, cuts a couple of sleeves off a t-shirt, and the phones are ringing off the wall. Gotta get the phones off the hook, I'm not prepared yet. So anyway, I like that because I think that we're a throwaway generation. And Steve has shown me, obviously, that with one t-shirt, I could actually make 2 visors, right? And the headbands and the Mount St. Helens and the Carl Lewis haircut. So I got gifts for everybody now. I'm really excited. So again, just remember that your morning stretch t-shirt is more than just a t-shirt. It's a visor. That's right, it's a headband. It's a hair cutter. Lingerie, hairstylist. It's Mount St. Helens. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, once again, and the nice thing about it is that, I've always thought Steve was a good-looking guy. We got a lot of mail for Steve, but when he put on this headband, I said to myself, this guy is really something, I mean, this is a good guy that's absolute dynamite with this headband. I mean, I told him, the only thing is you got to be careful not to wear that out on the street too often, Steve, because the women are going to be crazy about you this good.
Looks like the coneheads with a toupee.
Actually, it could be the coneheads of the 80s, the late 80s. In fact, actually, people probably wonder what happened to the coneheads. Well, isn't the guy that produced...
Sprouthead.
Yeah, what is that called?
Sprouthead.
Oh, Sprouthead, that's right. That's right, we're into this is a health show. That's a good thing, Steve. And I thought, Steve was going to leave me for Saturday Night Live, but he's decided that Stretch needs some Sprouthead. So here we are. We're a health show, and we have health with guests. Now let's bring it down. Bring it down. Now 4 on this side. Now watch what happens. We go to the other side. We go down. Okay, get out of chair. We're going to do some great standing leg exercise with chairs when we come back.
Around this time of year, everyone wants to see the horses run at the spring races. So don't miss a minute of it, including the feature race of the day and all the highlights of the races. Go a little horse crazy at the spring races. Join Paul Rogers for spring racing from Churchill Downs. A special live program this afternoon at 4:30 on WHAS TV. The WHAS Crusade serves Kentuckiana's special needs children all year long. This year, the Crusade gave $8,000 to Maryhurst, a residential treatment center for emotionally disturbed adolescent girls. This money was used to expand the computer and business education labs. The new computers will help accelerate learning for students who are deficient in basic skills or who are gifted and need more instructional challenge. 35 years of caring has meant continuing assistance for Kentuckiana's special needs children through the WHAS Crusade.
Running around, trying to get their hands on the morning stretch t-shirts to cut off the sleeves, I tell you. All right, we're starting with standing legs. We're working our abductors, the outer thighs, working through the gluteus medius using chairs. That's right, to support us right here. Standing leg work is good to do, to break it up with, a lot of times we'll just do floor work, and standing leg work is a whole different feeling. I'm sure that if you're doing it, you're going, you're right. And you don't have the floor to sort of lean on. It's not quite, I don't think standing leg work is quite as easy. So you take your time. But again, there should be no stress right now on the lower back or knee because the knee is flex. So you do what you can. And I would say, a lot of doctors recommend that after the first trimester of pregnancy, that if you want to exercise the leg area, etc., it's better to do some standing work rather than to be down on the ground. Here we are, outer thigh. It's always a good, remember, this is one of our kitchen exercises. 2 more, 1 and 2. Now we're going to do the other side. I know this is nice with me. But the reason is that you'll find with standing leg work that the supporting leg or the supporting cast is, right here, the helper guide. Because the gluteals are contracted, you'll find that it sort of gets like, ooh, paralysis. So if you stay doing too many things on one side a lot of times, it really hurts. And our goal here isn't to hurt you and make you unable to do the exercise. You wouldn't think that, would you? Imagine. I would never do such a thing. I don't know how you think that. It's so that you can feel good and have positive experiences here. We don't want you to hate exercise. We want you to love it. So that's why we are switching legs. Because if we were to do everything with one leg as you were standing, which I have done in the past, I know. I feel bad about it now. But what happens, it might discourage you. We don't want to do that. So 2 more, 1 and 2. Now we take this leg, yes, and you kick yourself in. You bring it in and out. In. Now you want to Velcro your knees together. I do have some viewers that really do take me literally, and they do have strips of Velcro that they Velcro their knees together. But all kidding aside, these viewers say to me, there's a few of them, they said, it's really a good idea though, because sometimes it's hard, to keep those knees really together, and the Velcro does work, and it helps make the exercise more effective. So we're squeezing in, working through the hamstrings. So hey, I kid you not, Velcro is the fabric of the 80s. Would you consider it a fabric? I guess so. Texture of the 80s. Thank you, Kendall. You are always someone to help me there. But don't Elmer's glue your legs together. It's tough. And you know what else is tough? I've had some people use that sort of glue. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Other side. Same thing. That kind of glue you see in the ad where the guy, is suspended by his helmet. I don't really think so. I don't want to say anything, but do you really think the guy is 100 floors off the ground with glue holding his helmet on? struggling. I don't know. But anyway, don't use that stuff. It's real tough on the skin. You know, they always put warnings on that, like if you're going to put together ceramics and stuff. You get that stuff on your skin, I'm telling you, you lose about 5 layers. It's tough. And the jar doesn't even stay together. Keep going. So squeeze it in and squeeze. Working the hamstring, pulling in the abdominals. Want to put any pressure on our back, and we squeeze in and in. This is another good one. You know, you wait for a bus. You just hold on to the side here. Squeeze it. Who cares? The way the world is now, do you really think you're going to get attention doing this? I don't think so. People have to go to great extremes to get attention. You know, drive your car through supermarket windows. 2 more. 1 and 2. Other side. Up. Now, what I'm trying to do is to bring the leg behind me. I'm not kicking out. I'm kicking up. So I'm starting with my knees lined up together and then kicking up. Now, if we had any youngsters out there that is planning to get mom or dad's car and drive it to the supermarket window, I didn't mean that. What I meant was that's the kind of thing that attracts attention. So don't worry about doing some exercise, what you said. And lift. And lift. Up. So you want to feel through the hamstring and the gluteals. Pressing up. Pressing up. Besides that, within it, you know where I got that idea? I just saw that movie, The Blues Brothers, and they do that. In fact, I heard that it cost millions to film that because they kept not getting the glass right. 2 more. It's 1 and 2. Other side. It's lift. I just had to check, you know, behind me here. They were a little too quiet. Pressing up. And can you imagine? That wasn't quite right. Okay, let's go down to the next door and destroy it, okay? Line the cameras up. No, the glass didn't quite hit it right. I don't know. Press it up and up. Working to the hamstrings. And if you know you're new to the show, you're new to exercise, carrying a little extra weight through this area here, you may not be able to get your leg up that high. That's okay. The main thing is just going through the motion, attempting to lift it. Body in control is the thing that works. Pressing up and up. Your foot is flexed. You're hanging onto that chair. Now you want to be sure that you're not giving the chair the death grip. You don't want that much weight forward. Oh my goodness, there's no blood in my knuckles. Thank you. 2 more. It's 1 and 2. Now both legs about chair width apart. And lift up and down. Up and up. Way up on the toes, working the calves. The gastromedian. Or, what animal goes to bed with you every night? Your calf. I've been telling that joke for years. It was the first joke I learned. I got it in a riddle book. When I was little, it was called the Golden Book of Riddles. What kind of jam can't you put on your toes? Traffic. No. I won't tell you what it said. A traffic jam. Thank you. You know, Kendall, this book was written for like 6 and 7-year-old kids. Not answers that you just gave. This is why Kendall has not put out any children's books. 2 more. 1 and 2. Now we're going to stay here, okay? But we're going to turn the toes down. Now, Kendall and Steve really like this, being dancers. They can get their feet all the way behind them. Now bring it up and down. Again, working against the calves, we're working more through the inner calf. And bring it up and up. Not easy to get these little feet off the ground, you know. Really press up. You know, you see people spend a lot of time working through the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the gluteals, and then they neglect the calves, and they say, gosh, and my calf looks sort of huge next to the rest of my leg. They need work too. Up. Strong calves, that's right. Less chance of injury. Strong calves, better tennis player. Better hiker. Okay, 30 more. You can do it. I know you can. And then you put on those aerobic shoes and right back with aerobic.
Introducing the Greggains Plan. Joni Greggains' fat-fighting formula for lean living. Now available from Form Home Video for just $24.98 when you call the number on your screen.
Hi, I'm Joni Greggains, and welcome to the Greggains Plan.
The Greggains Plan is a complete fitness program that shows you how to reduce body fat with Joni's proven aerobics, body sculpting, exercises, and healthy eating. Let the star of TV's Morning Stretch show you how to work your hips, thighs, abdominals, and buttocks and get results. You'll also get this complete guide with no-nonsense health information and a fat-fighting eating plan that will help you cut the levels of fat and cholesterol in your body.
Put it all together, what do you have?
The Greggains Plan. Make it a success story for you with Joni Greggains' fat-fighting formula for lean and healthy living. Get this 72-minute video for only $24.98. For a better, healthier body, call the number on your screen now.
It's here, the next generation in salon-style nail lengtheners. From Lee, Gel Formula Lee Sculptured Nails. It's easy. Our crystal clear gel just flows over the Lee nail extension to be smoothed with the brush and clear liquid accelerator. Beautiful long nails. Easy to apply as nail polish. No mixing, no forms. Enough for 2 pair of hands plus fill-ins. Active, natural, and salon length. The next generation. Lee Gel Formula Sculptured Nails.
There's an easy, inexpensive way to fix a wet basement.